What should happen to those who made this happen, and what must change? Let's ask an actor and producer who once worked with Halyna Hutchins on a movie called The Mad Hatter. His name is Armando Gutierrez. Also with us, Dutch Merrick, an armorer, a real one, a prop master with more than 2 decades of experience in film and TV. I welcome you both. I want to talk about the analysis here, but I don't want to forget about the people. Armando, Halyna Hutchins, only 42 years of age, young family, but a lot of shine in the industry. People believed in her talent, believed what she was about as a person. You knew her. Who did we lose?
You lost a very talented director of photography, camera operator, dreamer, and future director. I worked with her on The Mad Hatter, and from day one I was extremely impressed with her capabilities. She knew everything about lighting, cameras, lenses, and she was on her way. This was her second career. She started in something else and really, gravitated toward the creative of this industry. We did stay in touch, and I was hoping to work with her again. So obviously, when I heard about this news, it was extremely tragic.
Especially because it didn't have to happen, right? I know that you were talking about how this usually works on set, and do we have it right in terms of, you're blocking a shot, you're going to set up how it is, and that's why you'd have your DP, in this case, Halyna, and to have the director behind her lined up next to the camera, trying to get Alec, to have the right line of sight and what it's going to look like for them. What stands out for you as strange in that kind of setup? How it was done here?
I mean, just from what you were discussing, why is there live ammunition on set in the first place? And why is the armorer not an experienced, individual with a federal firearms license and years of training? There's no reason to use live ammunition in these kind of things. You could do it through CGI, you could do it through a rubber gun. There's a lot of options. I was extremely, angered by the fact that you had crew members that were, calling out the red flags before, and people were ignoring it. These guys, just because you're on a Western set doesn't mean you can, lower your guards and not be prepared for the dangers of any kind of filming. But the fact that there was live ammunition and guns of this sort without, the expertise of either officers, agents, somebody with 20, 30 years of experience is appalling.
Right.
And that's where the real problem is. There needs to be a law that forces you to use experienced individuals with the experience to manage this, if you are going to use it. But to also analyze the fact that if you don't use it, you're going to be penalized and potentially charged criminally for violating these kind of safety protocols. If the union strikes, what, that means the medic can go home too? Oh, if somebody gets sick, oh, there's no medic. No. The medic, an armorer, these kind of individuals need to be on set no matter what, and don't give me the excuse of a budget, because a life is worth a lot more than a few $100s more a day.
Dutch, let me bring you in on this. Help me understand. I was talking to Bill Davis. I'm sure you know that name, another guy who's been in the industry a very long time. And I said, I've always used the term prop gun. I didn't know that most of the time these are real weapons, and you're just, swapping out the type of slug in there for a blank instead of a live round. Do you think the time has come to no longer use real weapons in making a movie?
No, I don't. I don't see that coming. We've used real guns in Hollywood for more than a century, 100 years of an overwhelmingly safe craft, because it's fake. It does put fire out the front, but we accommodate for that by blocking the shots very carefully. Hollywood shoots millions, literally millions of blank rounds, and without a fatality. It's been 28 years, and the last one was an anomaly like this, with a chain of events that happened that was unpredictable. All the safety procedures were not met. This show sounds like it was a disaster from the very beginning, and it was a recipe for something to go wrong, a stunt or a who knows what. And it was unfortunately that it was this. And the day that it was happening, it sounded like it was a bit of mayhem on the set, with the camera crew leaving, bringing in new crew. One can only imagine what it was like to stand on that set that morning. And of course, an inexperienced armor. And I understand that the prop department, the original prop master they asked to do it, asked for 5 people to do it because it's such a big show, and the producers gave the prop master that took the job 2 assistants, and they said one of your assistants will also be the armorer. So a department that should have been 5 or 6 or 7 people was 3 people. So did they not have enough money to make this film? They shouldn't have made it.
You had 2 real issues here. One is that they may have been using the weapon with live rounds to target practice, and then they or she or someone brought live ammunition back onto the set and somehow confused it and put it into the weapon, assuming this was unintentional. How hard is it to mistake a blank for a live round?
Very, very difficult. A blank is shorter, it's crimped, there's no bullet. When you look at it, it's very, very obvious to the layperson the difference between a bullet and a blank. So if they were shooting and didn't empty the gun, I mean, the thought of having actual gunfire to goof around at a lunch break on a film set, that's insane, absolutely insane, and goes against every standard and every common sense. So if they left over a round after they were shooting in the gun, that's a major problem. If someone put it in there deliberately as a gag, also a major problem. We don't know how it got there. Who brought the ammo? There's just no reason in any film or television production to have real ammo. I've never heard of such a thing.
Why would they, if I handed you a gun, or the person who hands the gun and says cold gun, meaning, Dutch, that, you know, this doesn't have, well, what does it mean? If I say cold gun, obviously it means it doesn't have a live round. It will never have a live round. A cold gun means what?
Well, the terminology we use, it started with special effects when they wanted to make something hot, meaning you were ready to make it dangerous and ready to go, some pyrotechnics. So that kind of crept over into firearms. They say, okay, last thing before we roll, make the guns hot. And then from that, you ended up, are the guns hot or cold? So that's the term that we use. There's a chain of custody that armorers have. We take the guns from a locked gun safe, we transport them to set on a cart, as you've seen a cart in the photos, and we maintain custody of those guns the entire time. Nobody else should be touching a gun other than the armorers and the actor who's going to use the gun. The first assistant director is the ultimate arbiter of safety, and they can inspect the gun, and they should inspect the gun to make sure the barrel's clear and it's only using authorized blanks for that gun, but he shouldn't touch it. And then the armorer hands it to the actor, they get the scene. When they're done with the scene, the armorer comes in, removes the gun from the scene and makes it safe. So it only goes between the armorer and the actor, and it's a very regulated process, and we do it every day in Hollywood.
Armando, when you get handed a weapon and they say it's cold or it's safe or it's whatever, do you check it?
No, of course, I would check it again myself, and you know, it reminds me of when we were working on a movie in the United Kingdom. Not only I checked it, I had the director and another producer check it on top of the armorer, and the armorer verified it several times. So the, you know, but you know, just like he said, the fact there was live ammunition on this set tells you everything. Right. Tells you exactly how irresponsible they are, and they thought this was a joke because you're filming on a Western set. So I mean, there's huge fundamental safety, you know, violations in this, and I think that, you know, they're going to be studying this for years. But the bottom line is, you know, unless there's some kind of federal law that actually forces you to be responsible and fined heavily and prosecuted when you make stupid mistakes like this, that's the only way you're going to be able to prevent this from happening again.
Well, the industry can make its own rules, and you guys have grown up in and around that process. However, then you get to a point like this, where now you have a district attorney who is going to say that what was being done wasn't just stupid, wasn't just unprofessional, but did it rise to the level of criminality in terms of the level of negligence? We'll see. The DA said everything is on the table. Armando, thank you for reminding us of who Halyna was to her colleagues and, of course, to her kid and her husband. And Dutch, thank you for reminding us how it's supposed to be done when it's done right. Thank you both.